If you guys didn't already know, Microsoft is the largest position in my current dividend growth portfolio. But one of the big reasons that I actually bought Microsoft before this whole little AI craze that they've had recently is the robust gaming segment and the huge potential I believe that it has. From an investor and consumer perspective, it's really one of the big things that drove me to buy Microsoft stock. So today I'm going to be taking a more in-depth look at Microsoft's gaming segment, share my updated thoughts on it, and how it plays in my investment thesis with Microsoft stock. And before the video always starts, I always ask that you guys smash the like button for me, which is of course the same for this one. But let me know in the comments section whether you own an Xbox or PlayStation or PC. Genuinely curious. Alright, let's get on to the video.
Dissector, you are an idiot.
Hello, I like money.
Alright, first I want to talk about some of the brands, studios, and games that Microsoft actually owns. This is one of the biggest things that plays into my thesis with it. To start off, they recently acquired Activision Blizzard. Now this is huge, and they mainly own Call of Duty. Call of Duty is one of the biggest games in the entire world, and if you haven't heard of it, you're living under a rock. Now, a lot of people like to complain about Call of Duty and some of the game quality, especially over the last couple of years, and it's the same game. Hopefully, Microsoft actually updates the game a little bit to make it seem more new, fresh, and just overall better. Because the last few years, I will testify from actually buying the game, it does seem a little rinse and repeaty. But still, people are paying $60, $70 for this game every year, and it's an amazing reoccurring revenue source. People are going to buy it regardless, guys. They also have Warzone now and are making constant innovations to make people come back to Call of Duty. I really do think that there's a big chance that they can make the next big thing, kind of like Apple. Like Apple, I believe that Microsoft with Call of Duty has the big potential to really kind of make a spin and create a product that people haven't seen before and will be addicted to. They did it with Warzone a few years ago, and I really think they have something potential here. That's the big one, and they just acquired that for $69 billion. Nice. But in all seriousness, it was a blessing that this got through, since the dirty, wicked witch Lena Khan from the FTC tried to block this for absolutely no reason. No, Microsoft is not going to make Call of Duty exclusive to Xbox only. That would be very stupid, and they'd be losing a lot of revenue from that. Call of Duty also has one of the most loyal fan bases as well, and even though they're unhappy the last few years, they're still buying the game regardless. They own Undead Labs, which produces State of Decay, 10 Turn Studios for Forza Horizon, 343 Industries, which produces Halo, which is one of the most iconic games on Game Pass right now. Shout out to Dissector.
Dissector, you are an idiot.
The Blizzard part of Activision Blizzard produces Overwatch, Diablo, StarCraft, and WoW. I think Overwatch and Diablo are probably the two most popular brands when it comes to that. They also own Sea of Thieves, Fallout, which is another very popular brand, Candy Crush, the app, Gears of War, Hellblade, Minecraft, which is the best game of all time in my opinion, in its prime. A lot of people are worried with Mojang and Minecraft that they wouldn't be really able to innovate, because Minecraft's a very old game. A lot of people have kind of strayed away from it from its prime, maybe 5-10 years ago, but they've actually really innovated well with it. They have like story mode games now and other spin-off games which are available on Game Pass, which we'll get to. They also own Bethesda Studios, which owns The Evil Within and Wolfenstein, The Elder Scrolls, Doom, Fallout, as I mentioned, and Dishonored. Now, me personally, I used to be a huge gamer. I'm not really into it that much anymore, but I do own an Xbox and I do own Game Pass. And I will say this, it is super convenient having it. It's $15 a month. I have the ultimate subscription, meaning I can play online with my friends and also have access to the whole library that they have. So how does Game Pass work? So Game Pass is essentially a subscription. I like to view it as like a Netflix or Disney Plus of video games. You basically pay the $10-15 a month and you have unlimited access to any video game that's on the Game Pass. Now, catalog and strength is a huge thing for here. Nobody's going to subscribe to Netflix if they don't have any good movies or shows. Well, thankfully, since Xbox has all these studios, they've made all these acquisitions, they can make amazing, very popular games available on Game Pass for free. The most appealing thing for me as an investor with Game Pass is that it's a reoccurring revenue source. Within the past, you'd buy a game one time, $60, $70, and you'd do it every year. Well, with Game Pass, you're doing it every month, and it's just reoccurring revenue source straight to Xbox. I also think they have a little bit of pricing power with this. They can increase it maybe $1 or $2. Nothing wild, but still nice to see that they have that pricing power available. People are not going to unsubscribe, I think, if they were to do a tiny price increase. A lot of the games that I personally play are in Game Pass, and it's super convenient for me, and I really do view it as a bit of a savings. I'd rather pay the $140 a year, whatever it is, for Game Pass, and not have to spend over $200-300 on individual titles and games. Now, something that's a bit of a knack with Game Pass is that you don't always have access to games immediately and you have to wait up like 9-12 months for it. Thankfully though, with all the acquisitions and in-house production that they've been doing, Microsoft is now allowing their games to be released immediately on Game Pass. I think the Xbox Game Pass actual product itself is really good, and once you get the consumer tied into it, I think it's easy to keep them there. So if somebody wants to play MLB The Show on the first weekend release, they get Game Pass and they really like the product, that's an amazing way to tie in new customers and consumers. They're also offering exclusive deals, discounts, and other awesome perks for Game Pass members as well, which really makes it worth your bang for your buck. Xbox has always been the least popular console between PC and PlayStation, and I think the Xbox will be a level playing ground. Let's look at how they've really grown their Xbox Game Pass memberships over the years though. Xbox currently has 34 million active subscriptions on Game Pass. This chart hasn't updated it yet though. By 2030, Microsoft expects to have 100 million Game Pass subscriptions. From 2021 to 2024, it has grown their subscriptions from 15 million to 34 million active users. For just 3 years, that's remarkable growth. Out of those potential 110 million users they want to have by 2030, they want 18% of those users to be through PC, 32 million through cloud, and 58 million through console. Xbox also has the cloud gaming feature, which essentially lets you to play games from your iPad, phone, or wherever through the Xbox app. It's actually pretty cool. I personally have never done it, but it seems that it's going to be a huge growth driver for the future. You may wonder, how has this been reflected in Microsoft's financials? Well, looking at Microsoft's free cash flow, which I always say is the most important metric when looking at any business's financials, we can see their free cash flow growth has been stellar. Now, over last year, it is in a bit of a decline, but they had an exceptional year in 2022. To start off, they have a 3-year growth rate of 10.35%, a 5-year growth rate of 13.78%, and a 10-year growth rate of 10.53%. To say the least, Microsoft's free cash flow growth has been insane. But I bought Microsoft in $250 in 2022 before they were really invested in a big player in the whole AI landscape and things, and I did not buy Microsoft for its AI. I bought it for its awesome cloud business, and I also think the gaming segment has huge potential as well, especially with the subscriptions. Some people have been calling them the Netflix of gaming. Thankfully, I loaded up on Microsoft when it was at a discount, and that's my biggest position in the portfolio right now, and I'm up about 70%. Is it nice that they're going to be getting a lot of added revenue and free cash flow from AI, and that could be a huge growth driver for the future? Yes, 100%. But I believe that Microsoft's core business and awesome potential with the gaming segment really is overlooked. We can see right now gaming only makes up 9.05% of Microsoft's business too, so there's a whole lot more room for it to grow. And those are some of the huge reasons that I'm so bullish on Microsoft and why it's the largest position in my portfolio. Now, if Microsoft were ever to go on a significant dip, 10-15%, go back into the 300s, I would absolutely love to buy some more at a fair price. I love buying amazing businesses at fair price on this channel. If you love that too, make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications. Alright, thank you all for watching. Check out the Do Dividend Stocks Not Drugs merchandise, and of course, Do Dividend Stocks Not Drugs, and have a good one.